Hey y'all, I'm Jerdy, and today I'm going to share with y'all how I farmed over 1,000 gold on the anniversary servers in Classic WoW. You don't need professions, you don't need to swipe your credit card. I was making over 100 gold per hour, and I'm going to share that information with you. Now before you can watch the rest of this video, to unlock it, you need to first subscribe to my Patreon. I'm just kidding. The answer is farming elemental earth off earthen elemental mobs. So I would farm these mobs for about an hour or two a day for 6 days straight, and I made over 1,000 gold doing this. Right now, elemental earth goes for about 5.5 gold a pop, and if luck was on my side, I would typically get anywhere from 15 to 20 in an hour, which is basically 100 gold per hour. Now this isn't really a secret, as a lot of players know about this farm, but guys, I was just shocked at how easy it was to make gold doing this. I farmed a little bit yesterday and this morning for a total of maybe an hour and a half for both farms just to get footage for this video, and I went from 30 gold to over 200. There's a variety of spots where you can farm elemental earth, but I found the best farm spot to be the lesser stone elementals by Kargath and the Badlands. And according to Wowhead, they have the highest drop rate percentage outside of higher level elite mobs and mobs that can only spawn during the elemental invasions. There are also other farm spots as well in the Badlands, so you can see right here on the map that only have a slightly lower drop rate than the first one I mentioned earlier. But honestly, all these spots are pretty equally great, as you also get pretty awesome consolidation prizes through other drops like solid stone, and they drop a lot of it. A stack of solid stone goes for around 4 gold, and you'll find yourself with at least 3 to 4 stacks. And these mobs also drop a lot of vendor trash, which typically at the end of a farm for me sell for at least 10 gold. And if you also do have mining, you'll come across a lot of mithril nodes here as well. Now you might be asking, why is elemental earth even worth this much? Who's buying it? What's it for? For starters, it's a material used to make elemental sharpening stones, a very strong 2% crit buff consumable for warriors. However, it's also used to make greater nature protection potions, a consumable that will be mandatory in Phase 5's raid, the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. You should also expect elemental earth prices to only increase during the launch of this raid, which is coming up very, very soon. And honestly, once this raid launches, I don't think the prices will ever go down, as these potions are still used in Naxxramas, people will still be running AQ, and warriors will always want sharpening stones. I'm a warrior and I always want my sharpening stones. Now, just being honest with y'all, this farm is far from perfect and it does have some caveats. Mainly, like any other RNG drop, sometimes luck is just not on your side and elemental earth will just refuse to drop for you. There are also, unfortunately, bots here sometimes, and I've gotten to familiarize myself with some of these names I keep seeing here when I'm here, and I know they're not real people. And then lastly, these mobs are a part of a quest chain to get the nifty stopwatch trinket, an amazing PvP trinket. I was told that guides like Rested XP also tell players to do this quest at level 40, which unfortunately, in my opinion, is bad information, since the quest item drop rate is pretty low, and when you top that with it already being contested, it makes for terrible XP per hour. Thankfully though, I got some tips for y'all that'll help counter some of these issues and make it even easier, because I like you guys. So first, if there are low levels questing here, ask them to group up with you and tell them just to trade you any elemental earth or solid stone that drops in exchange for you helping them finish their quest faster. Or you could just put it on free for all and loot everything first. It doesn't screw them out of the quest item, by the way. They can still loot it after you did. Not all of them will agree to group up with you, but they should, because it's a win-win for everybody. If the zone is too contested or you're on a PvP server and you're just getting owned, layer hop. All you literally have to do is type layer in the looking for group channel and somebody will invite you to a new one. If you don't know how to tell which layer you're on, get the Nova World Buffs add-on, and when you target an NPC, it'll tell you what layer you're on your minimap. If for some reason it won't layer you, log out and log back in and it should move you. If it's just you and one other player, y'all should split the zone in half to make it easier for both of y'all. But if it's a bot, then you just have to compete with them because they're not going to understand you. And if you're on a PvP server, this spot by Kargath is typically not great for Alliance. I really wouldn't recommend coming here if you're Alliance, but I will go over a better spot for y'all. So if the Kargath spot or just any of the Badlands spots aren't working for you, then I have 2 other spots I'd recommend. This morning, I went ahead and tested out the Rumbling Exile mobs in Arathi Highlands, and even though Wowhead states the drop rate is 3% lower than the Badlands spot, I got 8 this morning in just around 30 minutes and there was nobody there. I essentially made 50 gold in 30 minutes. Alliance players should definitely consider this zone as it's very close to Refuge Point. Horde players do get an exclusive zone being the Dalaran spot in Ahn'Qiraj, But when I tested it on those mobs, I didn't get a single drop in 30 minutes. Now it could have been bad RNG, as Wowhead states it's the same drop percentage as the Arathi mobs, and being honest, I really do trust Wowhead's database. But you do also get very frequent heavy stone drops, which are only 3 silver less than solid stone. And there are a bunch of other low-level mobs that you can kill to sell the grays and greens that'll drop off them. But now let's go over the actual selling portion of the elemental earth. As mentioned earlier, these roughly go for about 5.5 gold a piece, and you should never sell them any lower. I highly recommend using an auction add-on like Auctionator, as when you put them up to sell, it'll automatically put yours at the lowest price, but only by 1 copper, which is a win for you and everybody else selling them. Some people will try to drop the price by a large amount to sell faster, but that'll cost everyone money. You should not do this. And if you see this happening, just buy the ones that were dropped in price and resell them at an appropriate price. You make gold, the person selling them made gold, and the market stays profitable for everybody. Now, before we wrap this video up, I will go over some other ways to farm gold if maybe this isn't your cup of tea. If you're on a PvE server or your faction is more dominant on the PvP servers, you can farm Winterfall Firewater from the Furbolgs in Winterspring. However, I do find this to be way more contested than Elemental Earth farming spots. And if RNG drop farms just aren't your thing, you can sell boost runs from your faction's respective in-city dungeon, Ragefire Chasm for Horde and Stockades for Alliance. You don't need to be a mage, warrior, or paladin for these boosts, but they are the better classes for them. There are people who don't want to level and will pay anybody to do their work for them. Practice by yourself, time yourself, and see how long it takes to do a run and see if you can sell them. If it's not that long, people will buy them, and they'll love the fact that you're an actual human selling them. And that's all the information I have for y'all. Now, before some of y'all get mad at me and go, Yurdi, why would you tell everybody about this farm spawn? Now I can't farm here because everybody else is going to be here. Don't worry. Fortunately and unfortunately, that won't be the case. Number 1, I'm not that big of a YouTuber. This won't go too viral. But 2, most people, this go around to fresh, just buy gold anyways. And this video is not going to encourage them to farm gold naturally. They're still going to buy gold and they're still going to raid log. So don't worry. You might see more people on here. And if there are a lot of people on here, just layer hop. Drop a like and leave a comment down below if you found this video helpful. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This video took a lot longer to make than I thought it would. You don't have to watch the rest of this. I'm just gonna rant for a little bit. I have a stutter and it just kicked my ass today. This video shooting alone took like over 4 hours, which that should not be the case. This should have been like a quick 1 hour shoot, 1 hour edit, I'm out. But man, if you got a stutter, I relate and sympathize with y'all because I hate it so much. But thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Follow me on twitch.tv/DirtyJD and all my socials in the link tree below. Sub if you're new to the channel, and I'll see y'all farming in the Badlands.